like find a sheet of paper with the Enneagram personalities on it. Okay. Let's go. Just look at the banister, or like the background. That's a nice low table. Assuming we're putting the items on the table then. That's a nice low table. Very nice indeed. That's still a very nice low table. Is it really still? And of course they're paying the table after a few moments of contemplation. Nice table, good boy. Yeah. Can't look at the drawers. Is there anything in the cushions? A couch! Oh, you really do like your furniture. Why haven't you become an interior designer instead of a teacher? Just become an interior designer. I love couches. They're very comfortable. Let's see if this one measures up to the one I have at home. Oh, being Nessie City is just about the best thing in life. She rapidly rubbed her hands together, to the horror of Ancora, who watches the older woman desecrate that piece of furniture by thoroughly using it in its intended way. It's not actually that great. Oh, I guess it's a -1 out of 10 for you. I guess it's better if you're not stressed out. I'd still give it an 8, though. Oh, 8 out of 10? Out of 10? Yes. I mean, it's pretty good, but... She adjusted herself into the seat before lying onto her side. Maybe an 8.5. God, you're warming up to it. Gosh dang it. Then why not have a scale of 20 instead, so you can give it 17? Are you ridiculous? Scale goes from 0 to 10 or 0 to 100. Wouldn't make it have 11 or 101 possible scores rather than a flat 10 or 100 anyway? Okay, you're speaking lingo words which I can't follow. Make it 11 or 101 possible scores rather than a flat 10 or 100 anyway? Why isn't it 1 to 10 or 1 to 100? I'm not the one who makes the rules. Well, you're not a statistics teacher. Well, I don't think you are. She nonchalantly shrugged. I'm more interested in seeing if there's anything around the soap itself rather than in its comfort level, to be honest. Well, Rita looked outraged that Ancora dared suggest that. The girl knelt down, looking to the couch. I think if I extend my hand... Ancora grabbed a part of the couch to pull herself right against the underside. She could see better. Something was written there. Written on the floor or underside the sofa. I need some light to see this. I guess I'll have to look at this again later. And you could have helped me a little, you know? The couch is far too comfortable for me to get down to the ground, too. There's a carpet. I mean, it's still a level of 8.5. And Cora stood back up, crossing her arms, and Averita shook back at her. Lazy bum. Is anything burning the fireplace? It's on the mantle of the paintings. This is giving up a lot of heat. That's so. It doesn't look like that hot to me. I reached towards the fire, but the teacher grabbed his arm. Hey, don't be dark on yourself. Well, we gotta make sure everything's in the fireplace. If you don't want to put your hand in it, I will jam my entire gosh dang whole forearm inside it. We need a way to extinguish the fire if we're going to look into there first. Which isn't necessarily water either. You need to asphyxiate the fire to extinguish it. Oh boy, we're murdering the fire now. It wasn't that hot. Like, just lukewarm. And besides, look, I got this. He'd taken out a small object from the fireplace, which was a grayish key. That should go to the staircase banister then. The silver key? Where's the silver key? There must be silver rock. Lock. Werewolves abound. Looks more like steel to me. Okay, where are we gonna talk about this? Like, here's the thing. That key obviously is not steel. It's stainless steel. But yeah, a key that's good, right? We still haven't used any of those other keys. Like, it was brought up before, like the shape of the key, the teeth of the key, like the L, G, and that. The silver key we found looks like it fits in here. It looks more like a steel key than a silver to me. Oh my god. Regardless of what the key really was made out of, it fit into the lock. Opening the object dropped a rolled piece of paper onto the ground. Just stuck in there. Unfortunately, due to its part placement, it fell behind the couch. Damn. We'll have to get it. I'm on it. She moved the couch ever so slightly and reached for it with her arm. It was then that Ira came by. He suddenly pulled the couch over, moving entirely the other way for her. She grabbed a piece of paper, and Ira replaced the couch where it had been. If it was stuff underneath the couch, you could have just moved it so we can read the message. I guess you didn't know that, but so. I was being careful because couches are precious things that must be harmed at all costs. That's what this works too. What do you think couches deserve rights? There are better ways to be grateful for help, I'd say. Paper. That's the paper in the key look. I want to be a fake with pigtails. I want to be this one right here. This paper is written 2. Peacemaker, Achiever, and Loyalist form a perfect triangle. Peacemaker, Achiever, and Loyalist. Peacemaker's the only one I recognize because Tristitia went all crazy with Gunny Wunny. Are we sure like that the gun should be in here and not? He just had it on him at all times. What the heck are those? If I had to guess, they're personality types. Let's throw this in communal inventory. Avery held on to it for a little while longer. Remember all the personality types, but it became obvious she couldn't. She eventually relinquished the paper to the rest of their findings. I never heard of the Enneagram of personality before this. So, Is there anything at the top of the stairs, though? Our court walked up the stairs. Ira followed, but as they found out, the staircase didn't lead anywhere in particular. Well, yeah, we already do the ceiling, but is there anything around? This place is a bit familiar. So is this for you? Oh, is this like, how did Sir B mention it? Like, she took him in? Like, would this be like... Well, Sir B mentioned that she was rich, so wouldn't this be like, maybe her family's house or lobby? A recreation of it? I can't put my finger on it. Unless it's like someone else's house? Although, I don't really know if anyone else would be considered rich by any means. Well, I guess you can't tell someone's rich by their clothes. Well, why isn't Video just wearing that weird, like, just cosplay costume like a hero going for a show? I'll come back in due time, but in which way is it familiar? I think I've been here before. Yeah. A large ornate mansion, rich place? Yeah. Were you working there as a guard or something? Don't be silly. I'm too young to have a job yet. So like 15? 14? 16? 17? The girl looked at him up and down a little. Young. He's built like a brick wall. Why are you examining me like that? Just don't worry, I'm not checking you out. It's true! Became irate again at the idea. Averting her gaze, and Cora continued investigating the area in silence, but nothing came of the staircase itself. Oh, the paintings are now... You can look at the lamp, the door. The door's got probably nothing. What's behind the painting? Or is there anything, like, chipping away the painting itself? The painting has nothing inside of it, outside it, or behind it. I can't even move it. Let me try. But nothing interesting happened. Dang. Let's look. Is there anything else around it? You know how sometimes people putting together this kind of room include things that have nothing to do with the solution, just to keep you occupied? This is one of them. No, it's not. We're continuing. Gosh dang it. Unlike the other painting, this one can be moved. She moved into the side to lift it slightly, curiously spying behind it. There's nothing but a wall. Yet behind the painting itself were some words haphazardly scribbled across the surface. There's some directives here. 3. For helper, it goes where there's free space. Where there's free space. Simple enough. Why does it say 3 though? Is it the order to put the directives or something? I don't think so. It sounds like the very final to means free space. Don't think we're gonna find much here if we can't move around anywhere else, really. We need light, so can we just look into the couch again for that? There's nothing else around the low table or the lamp. I checked. So much for that thought. We can't look around underneath the couch now? No matter how much cord pull on the cord, the lamp will remain turned off. It's broken or something. You give that a low 5 on the functionality of a lamp? In fact, all the lamps like this one are broken here. I wonder why. These are working, those. Feel free to talk. Well, I don't know much about the personality type, so, like, if we can't look under the couch, let's maybe look at the fireplace and get, like, a branch or a torch to look under it? I need to know more about the personalities. Me spoke out of personality. What do you think she means? She also mentioned something about finding a thing that will help us determine that. Honestly, I'm not sure what she's referring to, but I'd take a guess. Early on when I studied psychology, we had this thing called the Enneagram of personality, which said that it can be categorized in 9 main types of personalities. That's utter bullshit, by the way. 9 main types. That's because we're more complex than just one personality trait. It's believed we have a main type and 2 related types, when you're feeling fulfilled and when you're feeling stressed. You tend to switch to another personality to try and make it back to your comfort zone, or something like that. My course was too important, so I've heard the gist of it. That sounds actually really interesting. I actually like the whole personality trait sort of stuff. So do you remember the Enneagram? Enneagram. And no, I don't. I remember that in the list, there's something called the observer personality, which is also investigator. It's represented by the number 5. So 3 goes to helper? She took a small pause, thinking of what she was saying. Her core was about to call for her again when she resumed her speech. I remember her because I think I might fit into that one. Do you think we all fit in those personalities? We're supposed to be 9. I don't think so. I mean, probably. There was intent behind showing this to us, but while we were meant to be classified, like I said, we're more complex than that. And I doubt, like, I'm like the whole months of, like, 9 people in a criminal organization group. I doubt everyone, like, fits neatly into all 9 of them. Not even as a template? I wonder what I am. Huh. Nico insisted. She was fairly pumped about the subject. No one let go believed that they happened to have. Being interested is a good way to catch someone's attention. It's all about leading them into the right path. Maybe it's a template. But I forgot what the personalities were anyway, so we better get going in order to find that in here. It's in this room. We should probably keep searching. So we need to find the rest of the list. Yeah, let's go back to the search. Right away, then. So, like, there's gonna be something done there. Different person. Okay. 2. Peacemaker, Achiever, and Loyalist form a perfect triangle. A perfect triangle. 3. For Helper, goes where there's free space. Found beside the paintings. Painting. We look at the thing again, take the branch. Still not sign any water to stop this fire. If only we had a fireman here. A tall, American blonde fireman who can break this place open and rescue us. They'll probably get here too late. Is this a reference to Zero Time Dilemma? Oh boy. Doesn't feel like there's anything else here anyway either. Where else could there... We need something to extinguish the fire. Nice table. Who's a nice little table? Oh, you are! That's you! That's you! What the fuck are you doing? I'm trying to compliment the table. Shush! I'm trying to... I need to ask this table her questions, and the best way to do that is to... connect to the table on a personal level, saying it's a good boy, it's a good table. Leave. I'm saying. Do we look at the round there again? Stop staring at me, it's rude to stare. God damn it, that's my joke. Kind of joke. Eh? I'm not staring. I'll just make a silly joke, never mind that. If you stare into the abyss stares back at you. Another joke? Maybe a little. More stare jokes, go. I like the ornate looks, but enough staring at it. I have to step up too. Just kidding. I would make more jokes, but I'm out of ideas for once. Silent. though. Maybe it's broken to find something else we need light. The fireplace? It's a son of wire. Nothing behind the painting because it's a waste of time for no reason. Find this painting. Paint me like one of your French girls. Or don't actually. It's probably better if you don't. The door? Oh, okay, I thought it was the door leading out of here. Okay. This is very Greek-inspired, or Rome. Can't remember which. Let's look at the back. A bunch of boxes. It'll take a while to search through them all. But there's something behind them. Oh, well, we can look at this open now. She reached down to take it and showed off to Rita, confident it could be used. It's a flashlight. I think it's a torch. Sorry, I'm not British, though. Might be useful if we somehow need something illuminated. Or am I British? She looked at her Cora, who held her hips in annoyance. I'll just put it with the rest of the stuff. You can take your time searching the crates if you want. You just want to get away so you don't have to search with us. Just stick around a bit. It won't take too long for all three. Avery admitted defeat. The lazy teacher settled down with the two others, opening boxes and looking through their contents. There wasn't much, a lot of foam mainly. Styrofoam? Some of them had a few items, but nothing worthy of note. Eventually, Cora pulled out some kind of book. The Enneagram of Personality? The book has Enneagram onto it, but all the spots aren't named. There are the numbers for each of the spots, though. Wait, okay. Well, what was it? 2 makes a perfect triangle. What was it? 2 makes a perfect triangle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't think anything makes a perfect triangle here so far. Well, 9, 6, and 3. They make a perfect triangle here. So 9, 6, and 3 are out on that piece of paper. But 3 for the I guess that one would be like free space would be like the other thing that's left up. There are numbers for each of the spots though. I remember this. Observer is the number 5 spot, I know that much. Observer is number 5. We can probably start things off with that, and the book itself, it doesn't open. It's a fake. We found something, but it's not real. Maybe it's not real, but there's a phrase in the back anyway. It says, "Find me where the beginning of all 6 tell you." Find me where the beginning of all 6 tell you. Very important stuff. She sent it again from Cora, who saw it coming this time. Instead, she pulled back to avoid the older woman's hand. Let's go put our stuff together instead. Let me double check that piece of paper. 2, Peacemaker. Peacemaker, Achiever, and Loyalist form a perfect triangle. Well, Peacemaker, Achiever, and Loyalist form that triangle. Fit together into that number system. 3, for Helper, it goes where there's free space. So we figure out the other 5, it goes to that one? I can't imagine them, the person I have to type in is like, what does this number mean? That sort of thing. So, yeah. Well, let's go look for that, let's look through it real quickly. I'll check through this. Nothing else seems useful here. It's full of weird ceremony stuff. Black and red robes mostly. I don't think this place is Christian. I think it's more Greek with all the vines and the columns and the throne. Nothing special with this pillar. This place is extremely rich. This is the kind of thing you'd find in some fantasy holy place or something. I wonder what kind of person could afford this place. I mean, this isn't the real place. It's referencing, of course. This is just a replica. You just I guess imagine, like, instead of, like, building these rooms from scratch, you just, like, blew up the school, just hammered out, like, different rooms of the classrooms where they used to be, then just, took parts of, like, other buildings around the world, just shoved them into the school just for this all to happen. That sounds hilarious. So much work to find a traitor, though. Wonder. This area looks really weird. It looks cracked, but so is this pillar over here, so, It's like a very lustrous sort of place. White and gold and all. And green. I mean, look at this pillar. Here's some stuff written onto the back. Oh. It says 4. Individualist is next to achiever. So next to one of the perfect triangles. That sounds like a good finding. Let's remember that. Do you have a pen and paper? No. I don't think there's any of that here, but that's okay. I have a good memory, don't worry. Do you have a photographic memory? Reassured, Incord left the pillar alone. We can just come back to it later anyway. We can look at that again, just be sure. Nothing special with this pillar. Nothing special with this pillar. Extremely rich. Pillars of nothing. Is this like just a normal table? Or like some weird planter thing? Don't desecrate the Holy Tomb. I didn't expect you to be religious. This isn't a holy tomb. And besides, this cloth is hiding something underneath it. Just wiped it, looking upon the naked altar. Or at least, it's what you expected, the piece of cloth hid under another underneath it. So there's... Okay, we take off a cloth and find another cloth. There was a strange, retractable pole between the two layers, though. Retractable pole. That might come in handy to get a longer reach. It doesn't have a hand, but it might come in handy anyway. Is that another pun? The girl didn't reply. Instead of getting a hold of the pole for the altar, she looked up to replace the cloth and she realized there was more to it. Some words are written across this thing. It tells us a number and some directives. 1. Up next to loyalist is enthusiast, related to a reformer. That sounds like one of those personality type things. Yeah, probably. We'll keep the cloth then. But the Holy Tomb? Are you religious? It's not a holy tomb. It's just white everywhere and has nothing to do with a tomb. I can't even imagine what this place would be. Okay, time to sit on the throne and desecrate even further for you. I'm strong enough to push even this. He helped lift the large, imposing, and very heavy throne up, exposing the place underneath it. At first, it just excess showing up his strength, but a few words are written underneath it. Huh. Hey, you're a genius. 5. Reformer starts the ball. Starts the ball. Okay, reformer is number 1 then. I am a genius? I mean, yeah, of course I am. I knew it all along. During Cora was done reading it, I let go of the throne, which slammed back into the ground in its rightful place. Nice. What do we have on hand? Can't imagine we have all the necessary clues to figure this out. Starting the ball, I'm assuming like the very start, like 1. So starting the balls, 1 was reformer, and whatever 2 would be. I was thinking maybe helper would be down somewhere here, but there's no really big empty space. 2. Peacemaker, achiever, and loyalist form a perfect triangle. Peacemaker, achiever, and loyalist. Peacemaker, achiever, and loyalist. Oh yeah, we should definitely check out that the sofa before I completely forget about everything. Couch. You're a good couch. Oh yeah! I can finally use that light to see what's written there. We should crouch again, illuminating the underside of the couch. The words there say, 6. Enthusiast and challenger are related to observer. Related? Like they're next to them? She gave a glance at Ira, who stood nearby. You're strong. You could have helped me move the couch up and over. Yeah, I was wondering why you didn't do it entirely. I can move the couch away, but I can't lift it. I don't know why. Maybe it's magnetized to the ground? Incor shook her head, disappointed. Okay, that's way too strange. Oh. The true words in the book's riddle. Oh, remember that book? If you take all the first letters of the hints and put them in order, you get a fire. I think we have to look up the chimneys to find whatever that is. We just find Santa Claus there. With a fire blazing going? It's not Christmas yet. Or is it? I'm ready for jovial times. Even if it was, Santa Claus doesn't go down chimneys where there's smoke. Well, there's smoke, there's fire. And if there's smoke in that chimney and Santa has a deadline to make, he just crashes through the window or breaks and busts open through the front door, committing trespassing and breaking and entering all in one single go, just to leave behind presents. It also reminds me that like Christmas, like Santa, like Christmas movies, like, or like, you know, where Santa's a real thing and you're just delivering presents. What do the parents think of all this? Like, you know, like obviously like they think it's like, you know, all hokey pokey, but presents still just show up randomly at their house every Christmas. Just like, I'm sure that's perfectly normal. There's no such thing as Santa Claus. There's just someone to break into your house and just leaving presents behind. Okay. Speaking of which, where's that smoke going to? Maybe it's staying in this room and we're slowly dying, but there's probably some kind of buffer room for where it gets filtered. It's called ventilation. Anyway, I think someone can extinguish the fire using a large piece of cloth. It might go better than water since, well, there's no water here. Okay, we can like go with the fire then. Yeah. The cloth we found can be used as the fire. Just do it like this. She did a few motions with it, and after closing it into the flames, they died out. Thankfully, it didn't damage the cloth at all, and the words on it were still legible. And now we can look inside. He arched his back and peeked up the dirty chimney. In thinking back to him, the two girls could easily see, even without directly witnessing his face, that he was disappointed. There's something, but it's really high, and I can't reach it. You need like a billiard pole or something to get it down. That's one typical item to get to, huh? It's too bad it's also practically necessary. Necessary? Well, good thing we actually found that. Alright, I'll use the pole now. And Cora took out the retractable pole she had on her and expanded it while looking up the chimney. The girl coughed a little. Even the helmet didn't stop all the leftover dust. Ashes and smoke there still was. It's the gun. I never took that better earlier. Finally, the item dropped. Trickily pulled herself out of the chimney to dodge it. Ash and dust were kicked up from the object's landing, causing everyone to back away a little. Save the couch! Don't let it get tainted by the ashes! Oh my god, you just become an interior designer by this point. Thankfully, the ashes never got to it. It just spread all across the room and just didn't touch anything. It stained the goddamn table. If you swear, I swear, if you stain the goddamn table, I will kill you, fireplace. The group grabbed the item. It was a small chest which had been held in suspension. It didn't have a lock, so Ira opened it up with glee, and carried out his hands during himself with soot. There's a fucking gun! Yeah, that's where he got the gun, and you have it now. He immediately grabbed it. The girls stood back, watching carefully as he also pulled off a few bullets in the chest. He put them in the open chamber of the gun, closing and aiming at the painting in the back. It's so cool! I've never held a gun in my life. I mean, I don't actually like violence, but this is still cool. Guns are cool. Yeah, that's fine, but do you mind not waving that thing around? It's okay, the safety's still on, or however that works. Is there really a safety in a revolver? Oh, like the hammer back? Was there anything else in the box? Oh, right, there's also a key. That looks like an eye. Pulled a key which had the teeth and shape of letter I while stuffing the gun away for the time being. It goes right with the others we found like that, huh? He also pulled out one of those magnetic key cards, then another one. He pocketed one of the meat cards while Cora took the other, and Avery snagged the strange key. See? No danger. We're all splitting it equally. He didn't split the gun, though. Well, do you want to split the bullets, then? I'm just gonna keep that one. I hope you don't mind. If you do, well, that's too bad. Oh, wait, it actually makes sense now in the other timeline then. If he came here, like, you know, when the room first, and we got sidetracked, I would have showed the gun to Serbia and then shot us. Okay, that actually makes sense. It was them then. It really does now, actually. That was not Luxury and Gula. Huh. That's Occam's razor for you. The two girls watched him for a moment before they decided he wasn't really a threat. For now, at least. They still need to leave the room and that they included him too. Oh, there's also a piece of paper in there. I bet the instructions in this is the solution. It says, between Challenger and Vigilist. Another riddle? Challenger and Vigilist. Damn. I think we have all we need to escape, though. So, how about meeting back here at the fireplace? We're ready to go. Let's not take too long. The timer's going down. I agree. I agree too. Maybe it will be good to have just one more cursory look over first, but not too much. So we got basically everything? Yeah, with the guns and bullets. 6 bullets too. So the main solution is between Challenger and Individualist. Challenger, Individualist. Okay, so Peacemaker, Achiever, and Loyalist form a perfect triangle. And what was it? Reformer starts the ball. Reformer. Free space could be. So if the answer is not 2, the answer is not. It could be 4. Between Challenger and Observer and Individualist. Observer is 5. What is all we need? Between Challenger and Individualist. Peacemaker, Achiever, and Loyalist form a perfect triangle. Peacemaker, Achiever, Loyalist. Individualist is next to Achiever. Then there was a free space. Up next to the Loyalist is Enthusiast, related to a Reformer. Okay, so wait, what was the other one that said it was like which ones were related to who? Pretty sure that's the biggest one. Enthusiast and Challenger are related to Observer. So they're related to 5. So Challenger and Enthusiast go to 7 and 8. Enthusiast and Challenger. Maybe Challenger, Individualist. Relates to Observer. 5 is Observer, so 7 and 8. 6 is on the triangle. Peacemaker, Achiever, and Loyalist. Individualist, Enthusiast. Where does it say anything about Individualist? Achiever. So Challenger has to be like 7 or 8. Then Challenger, Individualist. So it could be 9 or 6 so far, maybe? Thinking. 9, 5. I really like this puzzle though. Getting brain think good. 5. 7, 8. Reformer starts the ball. I'm assuming that's 1. Maybe I should actually start writing this on paper. 1 second, I'll just use this random piece of paper I just have for no goddamn reason. To 6, 6 to 3, 6 to 9, 1 to 7, 1 to 4, 4 to 2, 2 to 8, 8 to 5, 8 to 7. I think it's all of them. So, Reformer starts the ball. Versus the ball, so 1 should be Reformer. And then What's the solution to the riddle? Individualist is next to achiever. Peacemaker, achiever, and loyalist. Achiever most likely be 6, since it's connected to enthusiast with 5. So 6 is achiever. Five is observer, as Verita mentioned. For helper goes in free space. Was it all of it between challenger? Up next to loyalist is enthusiast, related to a reformer. Up next to royalist is enthusiast, related to reformer. So, enthusiast or related to reformer. Loyalist. Loyalist is 3. Then obviously 9 would be peacemaker. So that makes Tristitia the 9th man if he was being the guy saying truth. So just to figure out who the personality type of this person would be, this whole thing. I guess maybe like these 9 personalities go to some people in the group. I guess one will just be absolutely dead. So we can't even really tell us to figure out basically everyone else's personalities if we can even like do that. Okay. Loyalist is up next to loyalist is enthusiast, related to reformer. Next to achiever. Since 5 is observer and achiever is 6, 7 is individualist. So that means 7 and 8. Wait. I don't know if that's actually right now. Like the one between challenger and individualist. No. Where was challenger mentioned? Enthusiast and challenger are related to observer. No, 7 can't be individualist. So individualist has to be 4 too, and then once we figure out who an individualist is, it could be the other ones. Obviously, should be helper. Observer is 5. The trifecta of peacemaker, loyalist, and achiever. Peacemaker's 9, achiever 6, loyalist 3. For helper, it goes where there's free space. So that's when we figure out everything else. We figure out the placement. Observer's 5. Enthusiast and challenger are related to observer. 7 and 8. Let's go. Okay. Well, I'll just go down right. That's the first thing that comes to mind. I'll go enthusiast for number 7 and challenger for 8. If I figure out one of those is wrong, I'll change it accordingly. Challengers 8, enthusiast 7. Where did I mention individualist? Between challenger and individualist. That mean the challenger individualist would have to be, I guess, like 1 over the thing. That doesn't work with observers number 5. Unless the achievers, peacemaker, and loyalists are weird. Now that makes sense. Peacemaker, achiever, and loyalist form a perfect triangle. That goes with that. There's no other configuration to make a perfect triangle. Every other one is broken bits and pieces. can ask Avery for help. Feel free to talk. Personalities, any ideas? So what do you think we have to do here? Avery's thinking about it. Judging Mira's current environment, it was warranted. I wouldn't expect to find a room like this in a school. To be honest, I'm not exactly sure. One thing is absolutely certain. It has to do with that Enneagram. It's the only thing I think of that relates to personality. It's the only thing I think of since I can keep thinking about our situation. What kind of personality me would mean, and also the fact we're supposed to be 9. Not that it really means anything. The Enneagram, that is. But that's a little too categorical, I think. The teacher shrugged. So yes, we have to find Enneagram to see what it looks like, and then we'll probably be able to shed the light on what we need to find out. Once we have it, it's not going to be so easy, I don't think. We might be some kind of possible elimination as to which personality is the right one. And if they really tell us, do you think that personality really is the murderer? Sure sounds followed. At first, mostly about the reluctance to accept there really was a murderer in the group. Soon became more apparent that both of them remained silent to the thought they might be talking to the murderer right now. That's pretty awkward. Should break the silence. Murder or not, we had stuff to do anyway. Yeah, you're right. No point delving on that just yet, and besides, the personality itself won't really tell us who exactly it is. We should probably keep searching. Not much there. Right away, then. Where did the mention observer? I doubt these like numbers that are start of the speeches have anything to do. There's like listed clues. Challenger and an individualist. And observer is 5, so 7 and 8. Challenger would go. But no matter which way, Challenger would be up against the triangle. Like a Challenger is 7, that'll be compared next to Achiever, and then Observer, which means like it can't be Individualist. But then that would mean like the Peacemaker has to be Individualist, which is wrong. And if it's 8, Challenger's 8, then that would mean that 7, like 6 or 1 has to be Individualist. Some capacity. Peacemaker, Achiever, Loyalist form a perfect triangle. How did I figure this out? Is next to Achiever. Individualist is next to Achiever. What? Next to Achiever would be 5 Observer. Well, as Rita put it. Oh god, we have to get rid of that term of hint? Oh boy. Individualist is next to Achiever. Let's go with the fact that maybe Observer number 5 is actually Individualist. Let me just get rid of all the hints that the people inside gave me and just focus on the actual clues instead then. Next to Loyalist is Enthusiast related to a Reformer. Next to Loyalist is Enthusiast. If Loyalist is 3, that means 4 is Enthusiast. Since Reformer is the one that starts the ball, so number 1. Reformer 1 connects to 4, and Reformer connects to 7. So, what does it say about it, like, Challenger? Enthusiast and Challenger are related to Observer. So 2 is observer? That's weird. Enthusiast is connected to reformer as per... Enthusiast is related to reformer, which is number 1. Enthusiast also connects to observer, reformer, and observer. And challenger is also related to observer, which is number 2, so challenger is 8. So 8 and 5. And 7 would go with helper, right? Okay, let me see. Just to be sure. Peacemaker. I'm next to the list is enthusiast. I guess like the biggest clue is this trifecta triangle. So if anything is wrong with this, then this whole thing entirely falls apart. And that's fun to realize. Peacemaker's 9, Loyalist 3, Achiever 6. Peacemaker, Achiever, and Loyalist. I don't remember again how to get to that exact 3 trifecta. Individualist next to Achiever, Individualist is 5, Achiever is 6. Reformer starts to fall, so number 1. Enthusiast and challenger relate to observer. Observer is the one which is the most wishy-washy. Helper goes with the free space. These 2 clues are kind of meaningless unless we have the rest of the clues stuck together. So we can only work off enthusiast. So 3 is loyalist, so loyalist is enthusiast related to reformer. Enthusiast is related to reformer from 1 to 4. Helper 7. Description 4, individualist is next to achiever. Individualist is 5, achiever 6. So somewhere between a challenger and individualist in between them. Doesn't look like I could change it around to be like there's just one singular option to center. And if I'm wrong about this, then oh boy. So it's either the murderous personality's helper or achiever. But based on how they're sounded, not exactly details, I'm gonna go with achiever. Are we all ready? I think it's achiever. It's not if it's helper. Sure. But do you know the answer? I think I do. It's not that complicated. Using the 6 riddles together, you have to determine where each personality type is in the Enneagram. What stops someone from guessing which one it is and eventually get it right? Well, first of all, we need to have up to 9 tries for that, and we're only 3. Not to mention anyone who get it wrong would die. Ah, I see, that makes sense. Blindly guessing would just lead to our deaths, even if there's a small selection of what it could be. I'd be thankful that I had the solution for them. Interesting enough, neither of you or I really cared about the weird episode from earlier. At least I didn't bring it up. Maybe they have more trust now. Whatever the case is, I see no reason to delay this. I was staying away from the door, not really knowing what the answer was, and Cora and Rita were basically carrying him through the room. I was the only one who got the revolver. That fact did make Cora a little upset. Anyway, are we all ready? You already asked this. If you're sure what the answer is, then I'll stop you. Alright, let me out. The answer is... I believe the answer is Achiever. And let's hope I remembered exactly how to spell this. Achiever? And stop guessing and saw the Enneagram. Okay. So is it really supposed to be a clean, like, there's one choice between the two of them, Challenger and Individualist? Don't tell me with a, like, solve, like, put together all the letters. I'm not gonna put it all in, but would Peacemaker be the largest word in here? No, 2 more letters. I guess Individualist would be the largest number. No, that does not work at all. So, well, I mentioned that Individualist and Challenger were not, like, it was between those two. Could be, I guess, like, I'm gonna go with Helper since, like, I can't see any other way it would work unless the lines in the Enneagram, like the relation lines, somehow make sense, but it means the very center of that line is Peacemaker. Maybe it's talking about that instead of, like, the round circumference of the circle? Oh, it was Helper. Well, I guess. Oh god, like, there was no hint, like, between Challenger and Individualist that I'm, whether to guess Helper or Achiever. So I got it right. Challenger's 8, 7 is Helper, and 6 is Achiever, then 5 is Individualist. And the answer was to pick a 50-50 chance between 2 of them? Unless they skipped over a clue which, like, pointed out that you're supposed to look at this. Free space. If I didn't guess that, I probably actually would have went with Helper because free space and it's weirdly suspicious. The sound clicked, the door unlocked. Alright, good. Like, jeez, that was a fun puzzle, actually. Even though it took me so long to get through it. But I want to make it all, yeah. Alright, let's get out of here now. After you. No, I insist. Oh god. You really are gonna be like this. Oh no. Why? I don't want anybody in my back. No one's taking the gun from me or stabbing me in the back. Yay. Cena took the gun out, and Cora and Verita begrudgingly obeyed, walking in the door first. They didn't really have a choice anyway. Even without the gun, Ira would still be stronger than both of them combined. Yeah. I guess no matter which way we about it, it was just gonna be that way. Maybe we gain more trust with him. We have about trust with him. And I think I'll leave this session off here. Like, well, we figured actually where the gun came from. Like, Jesus, like, did Tristitia, like, get his head out to the whole personality thing? That I'm, literally, because of the murderer, like, there's a possibility there's a murderer, like, no one is safe. No, I can't trust anybody. Let's just shoot everyone down except for me and Lux. That killed us anyway for reasons. Stunt Merles. Sloth. Sloth. Lust. Pride. Wrath. Envy. Gluttony. And greed. Yeah, I think it was all of it. But what would be the 9th? Like, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 deadly sins, but there's the 8th and then the 9th. So if Ancora and Pandora wasn't one. Oh my god, does that mean if, like, since we're Pandora, does that mean, like, the person who died was actually the one person who was, like, completely, like, I guess, innocent? Or, Still weird, there's just a blank slate right here. For that. For them. So I can imagine that trust is going to be very stunted like this. It's actually getting more interesting. like, since we have the visions, people are less, you know, trusting on the video, which I can completely get. I guess we were spending crazy talk after that. I just like almost spouting something like I'm something we probably wouldn't have even known about. Although no one seemed to pick up on that except for us. Well, I guess it's like the whole thing, you slip something out, like, and then you just can't take it back. You just have to wait for the aftermath. Oh boy. So far, I've seen like some weird suspicious activities from like basically everyone so far now. Except for Averita. I guess you could say the same thing exactly for Nvidia, but here you mentioned like before about his crime to Serbia before he died in that one thing, and that was the very first one I got. First ending, so I don't know if that accounts or not. This is all going to whole thing, just figuring how the story's being told. Storytelling 101, yay. So far, definitely like something suspicious needs to happen with Averita, or else, you know, I'm just gonna peg her as a traitor so far. Plus also, he's actually, Nvidia died from both from the voting session, from just him sacrificing himself from trusting us enough, and also like to atone for his sins, and also dying from someone getting out of bounds with the key we gave him, I can only imagine. So I wonder that. Well, I'll keep going down this route to the very conclusion, and depending on how interesting things are, I'll probably flip back to the other side and finish off like all the possibilities for that end and go down to here again. And so far, I'm actually having way bit more intrigue on this side. Maybe because the other side was like almost a straightforward like game, and this one there's like different things going on. Like it's more focused on vision, trust. Like since we basically blurted out that we knew something we shouldn't have in some capacity, which maybe people didn't pick up on, or they did, they just don't want to bring it up. Or the traitor probably does. They probably do if it's not the missing ninth person, or dead ninth person, the quote-unquote hope. And then, yeah. You know, the two biggest like threats were actually like literally just Ira and Luxuria, just on different ends of the coin, just complete added aggression, and like, you know, I guess what was it, like saying yes, like agreeing with someone else is also manipulative, and also just someone who's like being manipulative just for the sake of it, like, you know, just behind the scenes, behind the cover. So masquerade, and the other was not. That's a pretty cool divide, though. So I'm wondering exactly how people are gonna take Ira having a gun, since I doubt me and Avery are not gonna bring this up to other people. And of course, Serbia is gonna cling to Ira and him to her the same, and they have a team. No matter what end we go down, there's gonna be at least one person, two people who are in a team together, both on dangerous ends. Oh boy. Still wondering where the traitor is. That's the biggest thing I want to figure out. Even though I can already tell, like, the second we figure out, like, the evidence that points to the traitor is, without just be like, they know something that, like, you know, they actually spit out something like the mastermind, like, only would know. Or, like, you know, the thing about the crime they committed in some capacity, then yeah. But it can't be the crime, so it must be something else. Well, not just going to the realms of subjectivity, but those are my general theories right now. So? Things are starting to heat up. So, I hope you're having a fun time watching this as I am playing this. I'll be seeing you next time, whatever the time may be, and I'll hope you have a fantastic day.